If you want good salary, go to the construction sector as a safety professional. If you want fast career progression, go to the construction sector as a safety professional. If you want to learn more, go to the construction sector as a safety professional. These are some common things that we have heard from our professionals with regards to construction sector. And to a great extent, these points are correct. But by considering these 3 points only, if you are planning to join construction sector as a safety professional, then stop. Because in this video, I'm gonna tell you 6 points that you need to consider before joining construction sector as a HSC guy, as a safety guy. Okay, so hey guys, this is Kapil and you are watching EHS Academy, and welcome to another informative video. So let's get straight to the video. The point number first that you need to consider is temporary nature of construction activities and the constantly changing workplace. Now guys, as you know that within the construction, the activities are changing on the continuous basis. The day when you have joined, the activities will be different. The day when you leave the site, the activities will be different. Okay, so when the activities are progressing, okay, when the activities are changing, they are continuously and directly introducing new sort of hazards. Okay, so it will give you a lot of problems at that time. Okay, so you need to be aware about that, because construction is a rapidly changing industry. On the daily basis, there will be new sort of hazards, new sort of control measures you need to implement. Okay, because it is not permanent. Second is, not a second point, included in that also, the constantly changing workplace. Now, as you know that construction projects, generally construction is divided into projects. It means you need to work on the different sort of projects. So once you will be at another site, another day you will be in another site, means after the completion of the project. So when you are moving from one project, one construction project to another construction project, at that time also there will be new sort of hazards, new sort of problems, new sort of issues that you need to deal with. Okay, so it's a very challenging job. After considering this particular first point, you can identify that how much challenging it is. Constant changing of the workplace and continuous changing of the construction activities. That point you need to consider before going to the construction. Let's go to the second point and check out that what is actually that. The point number second that you need to consider is pressure from the clients. So generally when we work in the construction sector, and there is a more probability that we will be working on the different projects. Okay, and every project will be having its deadline. So completion of the project within the time duration with maximum safety is a challenging task, because what happens is sometimes because of the safety, okay, our deadline is coming very near. At the time, what other people will do is they will take the shortcuts. Okay, they will take the shortcuts to complete the project within the deadline, within the planned time. Okay, so when you are taking the shortcuts, at the time there is a probability that there will be some sort of accident, incident and near misses. Okay, so again, if something goes wrong, means there will be problem. So second point that you need to consider is there will be a lot of pressure from the client side to complete the project with the implementation of proper safety. It means you need to complete the project also within the time duration and without any sort of accident. Okay, that is the second point. Third point is weather conditions. Most of the fresher safety professional thinks that at the initial itself, when they are joining any company, they will get one office and they will be sitting in the full day in the office and enjoying their job. But it is not like that. When you are joining the construction, as you know that within the construction sector, most of the work involves outdoor. Okay, you need to work outdoor. So at that time you need to tolerate some sort of sun exposure, heat exposure, high weather conditions, you can tell it extreme weather conditions. Okay, so you need to be prepared for that also, weather conditions, because I'm not telling that 100%. Most of the construction projects involves work in outdoors. Okay, so you need to be aware about that while going to construction. You need to tolerate, you need to face the extreme weather conditions. Now it will depend upon the location. It means where you are working. If you're working in J&K, then there will be some sort of different conditions. If you're working in Middle East, then there will be some sort of different weather conditions. Okay, so depend upon your geographic location, this particular factor will affect, and sometimes it may not affect, because every place will not be having extreme weather conditions. Some good places are also available in this planet. Okay, so it's your luck. If you got that places, means you don't need to face that particular weather condition factor. Point number 4 that you need to consider is levels of numeracy and literacy of workers. As we know that guys, when we are working in the construction sector, at that time workers, those who are working there, coming from the various parts of the India, and maybe sometimes when you are working in the Middle East, so at that time workers are coming from different parts of the country. Okay, other countries. So at the time their literacy level, generally those working in the construction projects, their literacy level are very low. okay, when we're talking about the low level employees, okay, floor level workers. So at the time when you are giving them training, it becomes very hard to give them training because they are not educated that much, as well as if you want to convince them, okay, that also becomes very hard. Okay, that is one of the challenge that you need to face. But in industries it is not like that, because most of the employees, those who are working there, they will be having some sort of qualification and experience, so they can be easily understood. Okay, so this is one of the factors that you may face when you are working on the construction sector, as well as some peoples are also there inside that also, those who are coming from some areas, okay, so they will not obey your rules, obey your things, whatever you are telling to them. So you need to be aware before selecting construction as a field for the safety profession. Okay guys, point number 5th, native or foreign level workers. Especially this particular point is applicable when you are working in Middle East or outside your country. For example, if you are working in Middle East, so at the time, you know, Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Philippines, okay, from these countries most of the laborers are coming, as well as from India also. So at the time Hindi can be spoken there, because Hindi can be understood most of the people. But what about those people, those who are coming from different countries where Hindi is being not spoken? So at the time you will find this one also for foreign workers, especially this type of challenge, when you don't know their mother language, when you don't know their mother tongue, how to communicate with them. So this is one of the factor, and this factor is sometimes applicable as well as applicable to industries also. Okay, so be ready for this factor also. If you know Hindi also, at the time it is not every time possible that you can communicate with everyone, because sometimes when you are working in Middle East, lots of people are there, those who are at high post, they don't know Hindi. At the time, at least you should have English, or if you don't know that, you should know Arabic. Okay, so you can consider with them. So this is point number 5. Last but not the least, point number 6, transitory nature of the workers. Guys, when we work in the construction projects, so at the time we are lot of times we are relying on the contractors. It means we will call the different types of contractors for the different works. So when the contractors are coming, they are coming with their different labors. Okay, and every time the labors will be different. When we are moving to next projects, at the time contractors will also be changed and their labors will also be changed. Okay, so when these particular workers are that much changing, means continuously they are changing, at the time it becomes a challenge to manage the safety with them. Because once you are giving the training to one person, so at the time you can expect that this guy will be familiar with the training for 1 month, 2 months. But when these particular employees, workers are constantly changing, then what about the challenges that you will be facing? Okay, so this is one of the factors that you need to consider before joining the construction sector. So guys, these were the 6 points that I have told you that you need to consider before joining construction sector as your full-time safety profession. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. The intention of that video is to just familiar you, to give you the insight of that, because everything which have the positive side also have the negative side also. Okay, so but you need to familiar with these two sides. Only knowing the positive side is not enough. You need to know the both sides of the coin. Okay, so I hope this particular video was useful for you. If you have any sort of suggestion with regards to these points, as well as if you had any sort of suggestion that you want to include in that point, drop that in the comment box. I'll be happy to know that. As well as any sort of questions that you want to ask, you can ask me on the comment section. I'll answer you as soon as possible. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll meet you in the next video. So till then, take care.